Gabriella barely registered the elevator doors closing before she whirled on Diana, her pulse hammering against her ribs. "You forged." "A transfer letter?" she hissed, half horrified, half thrilled. Diana's smirk was all teeth as she pressed Gabriella against the mirrored wall, her hands caging her in. "I forged 10, she murmured against Gabriella's lips, the admission hot and reckless. Yale, Brown, Sorbonne. Each name was punctuated with a kiss that tasted like panic and triumph. Gabriella's knees buckled, not from fear but from the dizzying realization that Diana had been planning her escape long before this moment, long before her. The subway ride to Diana's apartment was a blur of tangled fingers and shared breaths, Gabriella's thigh pressed against Diana's as the train rattled through tunnels. Diana's thumb traced idle patterns on Gabriella's wrist, her gaze flicking to the tear in Gabriella's stockings, the one Hartman's heel had caught when he'd lunged for the forged documents. "Tell me you have a passport," Diana said suddenly, her voice low enough that the couple across from them wouldn't hear. Gabriella blinked. What?" Diana's grip tightened, her lips brushing Gabriella's ear. "Buenos Aires wasn't a lie," she whispered, and the words sent a shiver down Gabriella's spine that had nothing to do with the drafty subway car. Diana's new office was smaller than her old one, a cramped corner in a private research institute with a view of fire escapes instead of quadrangles. But Gabriella loved the way Diana's shoulders relaxed here, the way she'd tease Gabriella for chewing her pen cap during study sessions. "Focus," Diana would murmur, sliding a fresh coffee across the desk, her fingers lingering just long enough to make Gabriella's pulse skip. Sometimes, when the night stretched too thin and Gabriella's eyelids drooped over her philosophy texts, Diana would drag her into the supply closet, pressing her against filing cabinets until Gabriella forgot her own name. "You're mine," Diana would growl between kisses and Gabriella would laugh breathlessly because wasn't that the whole point? Gabriella's transfer to Columbia had been smoother than expected, thanks to Diana's forged transcripts and a well-placed bribe to the registrar. But the real surprise was how easily she took to her new courses. Late nights in the library with Diana's notes scrawled in the margins of her textbooks became a ritual, their shared passion for Nietzsche and Foucault now unburdened by secrecy. Diana still graded her essays with ruthless precision, red ink blooming like bruises across the pages, but now her critiques ended with kisses that tasted of coffee and impatience. "You're infuriating," Diana would mutter against her lips, and Gabriella would grin because she'd learned to weaponize her stubbornness, especially when it earned her Diana's full, undivided attention. Diana's research institute was a far cry from the ivy-covered halls they'd left behind, but Gabriella loved the way the fluorescent lights flickered like fireflies when Diana stayed past midnight. Her blazer shrugged off to reveal the tattoo Gabriella had traced with her tongue countless times, a line from the Symposium in ancient Greek, hidden just below her collarbone. Sometimes, when Gabriella's fingers wandered too close during meetings, Diana would catch her wrist and press a warning kiss to her knuckles, her eyes dark with promise. "Later," she'd murmur, and Gabriella would shiver because Diana's later was always worth the wait. Their apartment in Buenos Aires smelled like Diana's expensive espresso and Gabriella's cheap vanilla candles, a collision of worlds that shouldn't have worked but did, just like them. Diana hated the candles. "They smell like a middle school sleepover," she'd grumble, but she never blew them out, just like Gabriella never complained about Diana's habit of annotating her grocery lists with Kantian philosophy. The night before Gabriella's thesis defense, she found Diana hunched over her laptop at 3 a.m., rewriting Gabriella's conclusion with the same intensity she'd once used to grade her papers. "You're cheating," Gabriella accused, leaning over her shoulder. Diana didn't look up. "No," she corrected, her fingers flying over the keys. "I'm winning." The defense went flawlessly, thanks in no small part to Diana's merciless drilling sessions, but Gabriella barely remembered the applause or the dean's handshake. All she recalled was Diana's face in the crowd, smug as a cat with cream, her lips mouthing "mine" across the lecture hall. Later in the cab home, Gabriella pressed her forehead to Diana's and whispered, "So what now, Professor?" Diana's smirk was wicked as she slid a hand up Gabriella's thigh. "Now," she murmured, "I finally get to fail you properly."